Hey everyone, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and also share the video. Hey, wagwan everybody, it's the Christian Jamaican Coolie, and I know it's been a while. But as I said before in a couple of videos ago, we are in competition season, so you're not going to really see much videos from me. On the other hand though, my second channel, which is Gymnastics Corner, I'm going to be uploading highlights from the competitions that I went to over the past couple of weeks, like the competition known as the Liberty Cup, competition that I went to last week, which was at the Kalahari Resort in the Poconos Mountain in Pennsylvania as well. So if you haven't subscribed to my Gymnastics Corner channel, please do subscribe to my Gymnastics Corner channel. This video is a video of Mr. Fix-It. I bought a used vehicle from a dealer, and believe me, boy, I tell you, these dealers, these used car dealers, they are something else. But I wanted to put up some videos because I didn't see any videos of people changing doors on the Honda Pilot, the 03 to 08 Honda Pilots. What I own is a 04 Honda Pilot. And I changed the door because the doors were bad, like the passenger side door was bad and also the driver side door was bad. But because I'm working and you have to make do with what money you have, I did the passenger side door first because I ended up having a huge problem with the passenger side door, in which one day it just would not lock. And this happened when I was trying to change the actuator inside the door so that I could have the central locking for my wife. And then eventually it just would not lock, and then I had to be using a zip tie to lock the door. So it's going to be a two-part video, so I'm just going to give you the passenger side door first because I did that late at night, and then I'm going to give you the driver side door. Okay. All right, people, so enough love and respect, and check out the video. So as you can see, this is the 2004 Honda Pilot that we bought from a used car dealer. And in a moment I'm going to take you inside the car. You can see that the car has several damages, like the doors are damaged. It looked like some work was really done on this car. That's the door that I bought for the passenger side. Currently right now it looks like the door is closed, but it's actually not. And you're going to see in a moment. Right now, you see right there the zip tie. Can you see the zip ties there around the chair? I actually had 3 zip ties holding the door in place while I went door hunting, because this is the only vehicle I basically had. And you see the zip tie holding on the door. It held it pretty strong. I was quite surprised. you know so I'm going to change this door, but I just wanted to show you exactly what I was dealing with. I mean, I pulled off the door cover and put the zip ties on, so the door didn't really come like that. Yo, I'm coming, darling. As you can see, the lock is, well, the latch actually, the latch is badly damaged. And I mean, that's the whole reason why I bought a door. I know you're going to ask me, why didn't I just like buy a new latch and replace it? But the whole problem with that is that basically the latch was bad. The latch was bad, and I tried to screw it off. As you can see, like this, it's ringed out. I couldn't screw it out or anything. Like, you see, it's just like badly damaged. So I just had to get a new door and replace it. So also just to make you guys well aware of what is going on, I'm actually doing this late at night. Well, I wouldn't say even late at night, but at night, and you know, later on like a couple minutes after I started this video in particular, rain started to fall. It didn't really fall very hard, it was just like dew, so you know, that wasn't really bad. So right now I'm basically just like looking over the car, looking over the screws that I have to be pulling out, you know, scoping out everything that I need to do. And then I'm going to even show you guys how this side, actually this side was a little bit easier than the driver's side door in the next video, and why. And it's going to be, you know, the bumper, the reason why the bumper is going to be the reason why this side was easier than the driver's side. So right about now I'm basically, you know, making certain that I unplug the right wire looms for the door. So you can see that I'm basically checking the other door to make sure, you know, it's the same wire looms
Might be the top
and
one, that
things
might
like
be the
that.
door.
And then I came across, you know, the wire loom, and I noticed that there were wires, you know, attached onto it. And this obviously was from the previous owner who installed a remote start on the vehicle. So you know, I'm gonna show you guys that later on as well, where you're gonna see I'm pulling back the mat, and you're basically seeing like two wires. You see that red and black, that red wire with black stripes right there. And then you're going to see another one when I kind of slow down the camera. The well, we'll see later on. Okay, so first things first, you have to screw off the mud guard that is, you know, connected to the bumper, and also to the fender, because the fender is what you're gonna need to pull off first before even getting access to the door properly. And now with the mud guard, the mud flap, mud guard, whatever it is called, you know, unscrewed, screwed off of the bumper, the next thing you want to do is actually look at the screws that you have to take off for the fender. All of the bolts for the fender are basically 10mm socket bolts, right? The fender carries about I guess I would say 5 to 6 bolts. You know, don't quote me on that. There's going to be one behind right there, that plastic piece, and I showed it first one already. Then you're going to have two right here, right, and that's supposed to be connected to the light. So you can see that like this used car has a lot of work that's been already done on it. You see the bumper is bad the bumper is sticking out, and that was one of the main things I noticed, especially on this side, but it was actually to my advantage. But I do plan to change the bumper when I get some funds. I do plan to change the bumper. Then you have two screws underneath behind the bumper, and the reason why I'm able to pull the bumper back like that is because the bumper is already cracked, right? So you know. And then there's another one that I should actually show you. It's right there in between the door, you can see it. And then there's another one that's right on the windscreen as well. So right now I want to give you like a proper view of all your bolts. So I'm going to lift up this piece right here so you can see the bolt that's kind of, you know, right under that little plastic piece, you know, on the windshield. And I'm going to pull it back a little bit more so you can get a better chance to see it, because it's pretty difficult to hold the camera and to basically, you know, do this right now in the cold and while it's raining. So you can see the bolt right there. That's 2. Then 2 on the top. Then you have 2 behind the bumper right there. 1 and 2. Then you have the one all the way down by the bottom, and also the middle piece right there, right? And then of course I show you the one all the way at the bottom, and then we have to pull off all those bolts and, you know, shift the bumper backwards to get it out easily. So also make sure you guys are using a box to hold all your screws and everything. You don't want to lose anything right now. So a little side note, to get the pesky bolt that's behind this hardcover plastic, I use a ratchet wrench. And trust me, even though the ratchet wrench was expensive, it was really useful, really helpful. But what I did is I just used the ratcheted part to loosen it, and then I pulled it off, because if you basically ratchet it too far, it's gonna get stuck between the windscreen and the screw. And now with all the bolts pulled out, you know, all the bolts taken out, I'm showing you that all the bolts were taken out, you know, it's basically time to pull the fender out. And the fender is going to basically, you know, slide backwards, and then you can pull it out easily. Again, as you can see, I'm basically prying the bumper, something that you don't do to a bumper basically, because it will, but I'm gonna show you later on that the bumper has a huge crack in it from work that was obviously done on the car. I mean, the car looked like it probably it was in an accident before, and, you know, work was done on it. So I'm basically, you know, I'm pulling off the bumper. I'm gonna slide it out and stuff, and then you can see what the vehicle looks like. There it is. You understand? The bumper is off. Now all that's left now, before I can actually even tackle the door, is I'm gonna put down the bumper right over here on the porch. Then, you know, there's a little plastic guard that, you know, it's no big deal. It's like 3 screws. So you just get your fillet head screwdriver and just like screw that out, and then you have access to the bolts that hold the door onto the frame of the car, and that's what I'm going to be tackling next. And now that that little plastic guard is off, you can see that now we have full access to the door, the bolts of the door, the hinges, the bolts that, you know, connect the door to the frame. And basically I'm just like going in the car to make sure that I'm going to be plugging off the proper wire loom. And this is so before that, in order to get like better access, I basically am pulling out the door pocket, or whatever it is that they call it. You understand what I'm saying? The glove compartment. Yeah, the glove compartment. So I'm going to be pulling out the glove compartment, and I'm checking again once to make sure I jiggle, I did this, I pulled on it, I tugged on it, just to make sure I basically did the right thing, because I don't want to make any mistakes. This is actually my first time replacing a door in my entire career of working on cars, and I've worked on cars for a very long time. I just never ever did something like this.
brown is on top, right next to the red and black. Right next to the red and black. Okay, that's the first connection. And the second connection is onto a blue and orange. And the blue and orange is, let's see where the blue and orange is right now. Okay, I see where it is. What is it next to? Okay, and the blue and orange is right next to a light green and with gray strippings on it. All right, that's it. Now I'm going to take off this, take out the door wire loom, unplug it, and then I'm taking it out. This is a video just to make sure the red with black stripe goes on the brown, the orange and black, or you know, or the black with orange stripe, and the black with red stripe goes onto the blue and orange. Black with red stripe, blue and orange, red with black stripe, orange and black. Okay, black at the top, and then let me see what else. Where else? Red down here, black at the top, red at the bottom.
So as you can see, I basically pulled down the door. Just a bit of advice. What I did is that I pulled out, you know, one bolt from each hinge. I started with the bottom bolt. I pulled out the bottom bolt off the hinge. Then I went to the top hinge and pulled out the bottom bolt off of the top hinge, and then I pulled out the second bolt, the top bolt, out of the bottom hinge, and I held on to the door, and then I pulled the top bolt out of the top hinge, and then, you know, I let the door down slowly. You know what I mean? And basically this is what the car looks like right now, you know. And then I'm going to be putting on the new door, but I have to get that door out of the way. By the way, I don't know if it was me, but I was doing this all by myself still. I was like, I had my my jack, my small jack. I don't know why I never get my bigger jack, but I was using my small jack to hold up the door. And later on, trust me, it took me like a good 10 minutes to put on the new door. But you know, it is what it is, and it was just me alone, you know, and I was like pretty proud of myself. So let's get this new door on right now. Let's get the old door out of the way and put on the new door. Alright, and take out the speakers off of it as well. Make sure the speakers are working. Anyway, it's time to basically, you know, get this one. I'm going to put this door on the back. Pull off the speakers while I'm at it too. What the heck? So right now I just wanted to give you a little show of what the vehicle looks like without its door. You ever seen those shows where some people, they strip the car and steal all the stuff off of it? Well, this is kind of what it looks like without the fender and the door right now. Alright, so I'm preparing myself to put on the new door right now. Look at it. So right now, as you can see, I'm using, you know, the jack stands to hold the door while I try to line up the hinges to the hole so I can bolt it up. like I said before, this part actually took me a good 10 minutes. You know, see, you see the jack stands, and I'm basically like, you know, it took me a while to line it up, but once it was there, the door shut like a masterpiece, man. So after a grueling 10 minutes, you can see that the door is now on the frame. And you know, like I said before, I was doing this all in the rain. It was like basically, you know, 37 degrees that night. It was pretty cold, but I needed to get this done because we need to have a vehicle. We need to have a functioning vehicle. We need to have a functioning door. I was not going to let this vehicle just like, you know, ride out like that. So I, you know, told myself it had to be done no matter how late. And even if I didn't get a chance to go to bed to sleep, I was not going to let the vehicle go one more day without fixing the door. And you know, that's
Oh
like
wow.
least of the problems though, you know, putting on that thing. So I realized I forgot that, and then I just quickly like put it together, you know what I mean.
Okay, so now I have, you know, put back also these things as well. And now I'm going to start plugging stuff up. Red at the bottom, black at the top. And you go here, my friend. And you go all the way down here, my friend, right here. That's what. Okay, let's do it like this. Make it easier to move. All right. So now let's check the. Oh, already. Let's see if it will. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. All right. Everything seems to be in working order. So it's time to, you know, I'm going to put up this piece last. This piece is like the very last piece. It's the easiest piece to put up. So I'm gonna deal with this piece at the very last. Then, you know, my wife and I are gonna take a drive in the car with the new door and see if everything is, you know, hunky dory. All right, peeps. You know, just to show you that the door is closing and opening. It's locked. Now it's gonna open, close, open, and I can even throw it closed without, you know, having to worry about slamming it. You know, it's not as loose as this door, which I think is like really awesome, but it is what it is at this point. It's doing well. It's not, you know, I think some parts of it is the body. Like I said before earlier in the video, is that there's some work that was done on this car, on this vehicle, and you know, especially with the bumper being cracked and stuff, they definitely had to take off the fender. The door was probably replaced before. So anyway, I'm going to be putting back everything together, making sure everything is put back together nicely and done and everything. All right, peeps, let's get it done. Let's get it done. All right, so we're gonna put this back on, which is gonna be the 3 screws. Yep. three screws for this. Oh, here we go. Right there. You know, handy dandy screw box.
Okay people, so now with the plastic guard back on, it's now time to put up back the fender. And I'm just like, I constantly am checking to make sure I don't leave any tools or bolts or screws anywhere, just because, like I said before, this car has a lot of work done, and it's just like I don't want to lose anything of what even is left that's vital right now. Now with the fender on, you can actually even see like the dents on the fender. I'm making sure that the fender is actually put on right, because actually this might be the second time I put on back the fender, because I had pulled it off. I had to pull it back off because it was just like not sitting right on the vehicle. And I'm just checking right now, like I said before, checking to make sure I didn't lose any tools, and making sure I put the fender back on right and attach everything on right, because I just don't want anything to go wrong right now. So now all the bolts are back in, you know, just showing you where the bolts are. You know, they're all 10mm bolts. You know, see, the fender is sitting nicely back on the vehicle. The next thing is going to be to, you know, put back up every single plastic piece, plus put back up the mud guard, you know, whatever it's called, mud guard, mud flap, whatever it is called right now. That's the next goal, to putting the car back into place. And now with everything put back into place, especially that it's a corner plastic, I'm going to now start re-screwing the mud guard back onto, you know, the fender and the frame of the vehicle. And you know, like I said before, make sure you have a box to put all your screws and your bolts in so that you don't lose them, and take lots of pictures and videos of what you do so that you don't miss a step and, you know, basically forget something. So as you can see, now that everything is done, I'm doing one final check to make sure that, you know, I haven't left any screws out, any bolts out, any tools out. One final check of the engine, making sure I didn't drop any tools inside the engine, you know. Then I'm putting down, you know, the hood of the engine, and checking around, making sure. So the last thing I'm going to do is basically put up the glove compartment, and also to clean out the vehicle, because I did make quite a huge mess inside the vehicle. So right now, glove compartment next, and you know, then that should be it. Alright folks, finished completely. Everything is back up. Now it's just basically time to clean up our tools, everything, put them back in the vehicle. And also the old door, it is over here in my yard. I'm gonna cover it up with a tarp, and then, you know, I'm gonna also take off that speaker right there because it's good, and I'm gonna put it in one of the other doors, because the other doors, their speakers on one of the
rear doors, the speaker not working, so cover it up tomorrow, take off the speaker. And also I'm gonna take off the motor. The window motor. You know, then I'll just, put the door out for scraps or sell it. Whatever. Yep. This is the Christian Jamaican Coolie, and I am signing out. Thank you people for watching my video. I need to get some stuff for this too still.